Hey guys, as you can see, I'm back in my original room. My program ended in August, and I have been home for the last 4 months, and I still haven't unpacked. I had really hoped that when I had went to the college program that I would vlog at least once a week or as often as I could, and I always thought that people who didn't keep up their channels or their blogs just didn't care or were lazy, and that really isn't true. I wasn't able to vlog or blog as much as I had really wanted to because I was really busy. So that's why there aren't a lot of videos up on this channel. But I know a lot of you are preparing to embark on this new adventure for spring 2012, and I thought I would go over what my program was like in hopes that I could help all of you who are preparing for the program too. So let's talk about the check-in day. So when I had went to my check-in day, I arrived in Orlando 3 days early so that I had enough time to kind of like relax and to not have to rush to get to check-in right from the airport like a lot of people did do. And I knew that I would be jet lagged. I don't spend a lot of time flying past Nevada, so just even going to Texas was really jet laggy for me, so I decided to go a couple days extra just so I could be used to the time difference and get rid of the jet lag as much as I possibly could before checking in. So check-in is from, what was it, like 6 a.m. to noon, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be there from 6 a.m. until noon. It means that anytime between 6 a.m. and noon, you're able to check in. Now, when you go to your check-in location, whichever location that may be, um, you're gonna have to stand in line. I got there at, I believe, 7 or 8 in the morning, but it was a little bit different for me because I got marriage housing, so my apartment was already set up. I wasn't like one of those people who had to get there first come, first serve for the one-bedroom apartments, so I kind of lucked out. But what you do is you get in line, you fill out some extra paperwork, and then they bring you into a room. And in that room, you fill out some more paperwork, you take your picture for your housing ID, and they give you one of these handy dandy little notebooks. Now, this thing is pretty amazing. It has everything that you could possibly need. It has, I have a whole bunch of stuff in mine because I like to keep things. But it has like important phone numbers. It has additional information, anything that you could need. It has a map of your complex. It has a map of all the complexes, and then it has like your apartment number, what your address would be, because they don't really tell you that stuff. I figured out my address by looking in this. It gives you all the important phone numbers to security, to the clubhouse, to anything that you need for your apartment complex. And also on the back, as you go through check-in, you kind of start filling out this backside where they put stickers. So the first sticker is going to be your name, and it's going to tell you like what your apartment complex is, and then it's going to tell you what bedrooms, how many bedrooms there are, and then it's going to tell you your apartment number. And then they usually tape your key to this. And then after check-in, when you're done with everything and you took your picture, I guess the second part of check-in, I don't really think there's a name for it, but they take you to the casting. You get on a bus and they take you to the casting building, and if you want to take vlogs or if you want to take pictures, I highly suggest you do, because I didn't and a lot of people did, and I got really jealous because I was never able to go back to the casting building. And they have these really cool doorknobs. Apparently it's the only Alice in Wonderland doorknobs you're going to see on property, so if you want to take pictures of the doorknobs, I suggest you do it now. So when you're there, that is probably the most painful part of check-in. Like, you're there for, I think I was there for 2 or 3 hours just standing in line, going from room to room, doing more paperwork, doing my finger scan, doing more like just verifying all your information, verifying how you want to be paid, whether it's through check or through direct deposit and stuff like that. Just a lot of verifying, a lot of filling out extra paperwork, a lot of verifying who you are. Basically, you're going to sign the same paper about 75 times by the time you're done with check-in date. So when you get to casting, they give you this sticker which tells you when your welcome session is, and then they give you another sticker that tells you where your job location is, and this was probably the most exciting part of that painful process. They tell you your partner number, and it tells you your arrival date, your departure date, your traditions group number, and it tells you your job location, your job title, and where your job is going to be. So my first job location was the Wonderful World of Memories, and I had gotten, like I said, merchandising, and I didn't know what the Wonderful World of Memories was. I've never been to Disney World, but I was upset that I got to work at Downtown Disney instead of in the park. My husband, who was ahead of me, he got Magic Kingdom, and then I got my sticker, and it was Downtown Disney, and I was like, seriously? But he had attractions, so naturally he would be in a park. I had just hoped that I was going to be in a park too. But if you're in merchandising, if you end up at Downtown Disney, consider it a blessing. Like, seriously. Like, I wasn't really thrilled with the fact that I was going to be at Downtown Disney up until grad night hit and all those times when they extend the park hours, and my husband was at work until 3 in the morning and I got home at like midnight. So, thank goodness that I worked at Downtown Disney because our times don't change. Like, we close the same time every single night. But with like the parks, they extend their hours. So, lucky for that, right? Um, After that, when you're done with the second part of check-in, that's when you actually get to go to your apartment, and that's probably the most exciting part of the day as well. So you get to go to your apartment, and you have the whole rest of the day to yourself. So naturally, what a lot of people did do that day was they got on the Walmart bus and they started getting things for their apartment that they needed and started setting everything up, which is what we did. We actually took 2 trips to Walmart that day because we took one trip and we had like a whole bunch of stuff with us and we couldn't carry anything else. So we got back to the apartment and realized that we forgot a ton of things. So we had to go back and get more things. And throughout the week, we kind of just had to find time to get to Walmart. And so I suggest you do that. Go to Walmart right when you get to your apartment and claim your bed or whatever it is that you guys do. I don't know. I didn't have roommates, so I kind of lucked out, but the first day is pretty much you can't go to the parks because you don't have your ID. Um, I think you get your housing ID that same day. I don't really remember. I'm pretty sure you do because I don't know how else you would get on the bus and back into the complex unless they give you like sometimes they give you a piece of paper that's like this is your temporary housing ID and this is you and stuff like that. But that's pretty much all for day one. I hope you guys enjoy your journey and I hope that my advice is somewhat helpful to you. Stay tuned for day two. See you guys later. Bye.